What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to another Epic 7 video. I have here the episode 5 Erasure preview. It just dropped a few minutes ago, and then we're going to go ahead and check out the 1-minute summary as it is patch preview week. I can't wait to see what we got. I did make a little community post saying, Abyssal Yufine looks really good. I'm pretty sure that's Abyssal Yufine. I think a lot of y'all agreed. And then, of course, Lord Kane, who I'm very hyped for as well. So let's go ahead and check all this stuff out, guys, and let's see what we got. I think that's Elvira and Abigail. I wonder when they're going to release Elvira. We have some of the old characters. Ooh, that's Brig. All right, the leader of the Shadow Elves, or the commander, I should say. This one, chat, YouTube, I believe is, we have her name, right? Starts with an F, Fumir or something like that. I think we already have her in one of the stories or something like that, but she looks like a really cool character as well. And then, of course, today I think we're going to see maybe a slight preview for the man himself, Lord Kane. God, he looks awesome. And then who's this? Whoa. This whole video, guys, kind of strikes me of the preview they did with the, I think this was episode 3 with Mortellix. This scene with Mortellix fighting Roz is really reminiscent to me of the Lord Kane fighting this beast. We have like the main cast. I think this will be the adventures we'll be following for the main storyline. Abigail and the other vampires like Elvira obviously are going to play a big role. And then I think, let me know what you guys think about this. Is this our big bad, the boss level character, the one pulling the strings, the Bellion, the Zeo, the strays of the story? Could be, right, of the episode. Either way, love the episode 5 preview. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let's go ahead and jump straight over to the 1-minute summary, though. Now, I'm assuming we're not going to, right, with 1 minute long, guys, 1 minute 43 seconds. I didn't see any actual skill set videos for Lord Kane and for Yufine, so I'm assuming they're going to pop up later. But let's go ahead and check out what we got here. Actually, I'm going to leave this part muted. Let's see. Okay, so, wow, we're actually going to be talking about the rifts, which was previewed way back when in one of the Metadeem episodes. This is like new PvE content. The format looked a bit like Expeditions and how you're going to get them, but I think the rewards and the boss is going to be a lot different than that. So hopefully we see more. Rift Season 1, Defect, Terminator, Zeaon. Awesome. Zeaon? New hero, it is Yufine, Abyssal Yufine. And she obviously looks very good. New hero, Kane. I'm excited to see that. We have the Awoken Vampire Lord. I can't believe we're getting Kane this early, but I'm definitely hyped for that. Quick question for you guys. I've been asking this to my Twitch chat. How many bookmarks do you guys have available? And I want you guys to be aware of that. We are in October, so with only a few months left in the year, we are still expecting a group covenant banner where you get to pick, 3 summons, get limited units. That's where a lot of times people will pick up their Landies and their Guiding Lights or their Draco Plates, for example, on like Luna's banner. Just a heads up, be aware of that. And also be ready for the collaborations for both potentially Full Metal Alchemist and the Espa rerun, the K-pop thing. So there's a lot of stuff upcoming, guys. You need to start taking account of your bookmarks. I know there's so many units out this entire year, but you got to do what you got to do and set aside some bookmarks for what you really need. And as always, I think limiteds are the priority, especially collaboration limiteds. So, for example, even though Lord Kane looks awesome, if he's maybe not a limited, you guys are going to have to make some choices here as newer players or as free-to-plays if you haven't been stocking up a lot of bookmarks. But let's keep watching, guys. That's, we'll get there when we get there. See what's coming out for the rest of the year. So we have a World Arena schedule, RTA upcoming, World Arena improvements. I wonder if they're going to talk about some frenzy changes here, and then we got some UI improvements on top of that. Good old QOL, quality of life. All right, so here's the new combat content, the Rift. We did see this mode already. We get to choose the sets. I would advise not choosing really like attack set, or maybe not. Unity set's not bad, but guys, obviously the newer you are, pick the main sets. Speed, destruction, penetration sets, something like that, right? At least in the beginning. And then later on you can venture out into more the niche sets. But that's just an example image, obviously. Enhance the Rift controller using Rift energy, which can be acquired by clearing rifts and utilize its effect to aid in battle. Interesting. We see here, guys, there's a Rift counterforce for 40 turns. This is a force that protects heroes from the Rift energy, and during battle, at the end of a hero's turn, decreases Rift counterforce by 1. And when it reaches 0, they return to their original world. Okay, so that's our timer. After the hero in the back row uses non-attack skill, grants increase Gab, essentially, greater attack buff to the foremost hero for 1 turn. Okay, so there's some effects you can utilize to give yourself some help in the battle. That's pretty cool. Any other info on this Rift mode? The elements of the heroes that can be used are fixed and rotated every season. 4 new pet skills for Rift. Whoa, wait. Oh, I don't know if I like that actually. 4 new pet skills for Rift. Okay, I mean, it's not a bad thing, guys, but that means you will make sure you guys are saving your pet tickets. We're going to have to roll and probably just create a standalone pet specifically for the Rift mode. If there's 4 pet skills, right, we're going to want to make a dedicated Rift pet just for this mode. Okay, so that is some grinding to do, but it's just something we all got to do if we want more rewards, more currency, whatever this thing ends up giving, buffs on the pet. So be aware of that. That's important info to know ahead of time. Season 1, defect terminator zeaon. It's going to be already occurring on the 12th. All right, guys. Abyssal Yufine. Let's turn on the volume for this. A dragon who struggles with her split personality. Okay. Design-wise, looks great. We saw the horns. I saw someone thought that this was like ML Melissa or something. It definitely struck me as Yufine, right? The hair, the face, and the horns, obviously. But good to know. Oh, okay, I guess we don't get to see anything else on it. Okay, that's fine. And we have Kane. He's a fire warrior. And what was Yufine is a knight. Interesting. She's a dark knight. Another knight character. And I think a lot of us predicted Kane would be a warrior, right? Warriors is the most versatile class. Definitely probably going to be a bruiser. Just look at him, right? He screams bruiser. Can't wait to see what he's got in his kit. Fire element is a little bit tough. A lot of people consider it the weakest element, so we'll see. Hopefully his kit is insane. I'd like him to be very powerful to match his, his looks. But let's move on here, guys. We have his artifact, Tyrant's Descent. When attacking, increases damage dealt by 12% with an additional 3% for each debuff inflicted on an enemy, up to a maximum of 24%. Okay. Usually, not always, but a lot of times the artifact is indicative of the character's kit. And so he's obviously going to have some debuffs built in. And maybe multiple, because there is a stacking element to this. So when he has more debuffs, he gets more damage. Overall, though, the warrior spot for artifacts is kind of competitive. I don't know how good how much I really like this. Definitely a more aggressive option. So for the aggro / cleaver players out there, could be worth really looking into, especially when you stack it all the way up to 24%. But for me, not too impressed by it. Maybe we'll see. We got to see his kit, obviously. All right, and next up, it looks like the World Arena Insight season will be starting this Saturday, the 14th, and it looks like Bellion will be our Moonlight 5-star for the season, meaning she's probably going to get the skin, right? Probably meaning she's going to get the skin. Can't wait to see how it looks. The Crow one, I think some people are really split on. My honest opinion of it, it looks pretty cool, but I'm actually not using it at the moment. I think his base skin looks really good as well. Hopefully Bellion's is very nice, but let's continue on here, guys. What else do we got moving up? World Arena blind function added. The opponent's nickname, guild, server ranking, and victory points are hidden when matched. This applies to all leagues. Wow. So, guys, this is actually a big deal. I'm not sure. It doesn't say here if you're going to have to opt in or not. Do they have any more info on this? Doesn't look like it. But I'm not sure if this is going to be a permanent feature, like if all your opponents will be blind. It says it applies to all leagues, or if maybe you're going to have to want to... It says it's a function added, so maybe you have to opt in if you want to choose it. I'm not going to bore a lot of you guys on YouTube if you're not super into real-time arena, World Arena, in terms of the draft mode and stuff, but this has been a long talked about subject. The gist of it is some players want blind mode for competitive reasons, meaning if your play style is a little bit more restrictive, you don't have like a super wide roster, let's say you are known for a specific set of units, you can get like target banned and counterpicked very easily as soon as people know your name. It does happen more often than you guys would think, but then there's players that push back and say, you know, that should be part of the game. If you are a one-trick pony or whatever, you know, you deserve to be able to get countered in that way. I think I've heard both arguments, and I'm curious to see how this will pan out. I think I'd like to see. I'm glad Smilegate is giving it a try, and let's see how it feels having this blind mode available. So, you know, I think I give props to Smilegate. I want to see how that, if that is end up being something that we really like for competitive play. Next up, we have UI improvements here for battle-ready screen improvements. Okay, looks really cool. Auto Tower Expedition, different modes. And, guys, as we finally see here, I always tell you all this, these drop rate up banners are a complete bait. If you scroll around this video, I said at the start, please start stocking up bookmarks in preparation for the upcoming either triple group banner for limited units, also the Full Metal Alchemist banner, which we're expecting a rerun of, and it might include a new character, which you're going to have to summon for if you already summoned for all the previous Edward and Roy, for example. And then last but not least, we have the Espa collab, which I don't think there's going to be a a new character for the Espa just because it's kind of a special collaboration. And honestly, it might not even get rerun at all. We'll see how it goes. I hope it does because some players I think really would like to get some of them. I think Karina especially and her artifact are super important for a lot of areas. But we'll see what happens at the end of the year. Just please start saving your bookmarks and get ready for it. But let's continue on. Don't pull for any of these. Tama, Haste, you guys can get them elsewhere. Cecilia, now you guys have Brieg, who was previewed in that, the new episode. And then we have Kane, Tyrant's Descent. This is coming already on next week, Thursday. I'm excited. I got some bookmarks set aside for him. And then last but not least, we have the Mystic Summon rotation for Abyssal Yufine, and she'll be alongside Batcat Armin. Okay, I'm curious to see what the 5-star and the artifact is. I'll probably be summoning for Yufine, though, guys, or trying to get her at least in the first week. Other than that, though, I don't think there was a release date for their skill sets other than I believe their in-game notice said hopefully tomorrow, I think is what it said. But sometimes it's hard to tell between like Korean time and depending on where you guys are at. Over here in the US, I believe that should add up. Tomorrow should be the date they advertise, but who knows? Typically, it is like within a day after releasing these 1-minute summaries. All right, well, I'll see y'all then for when we get the full reveal of the skill sets of Kane and Yufine. But until then, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.